Hey, welcome to KevinandFred.com. I'm Kevin. This is Fred.
Hi.
We've reverted to 2009 technology. We're without remote today.
Yeah, well, we're trying some new technology out, and it has some really cool features, and it has some not so cool features.
This is true so far.
Yeah, we'll share more later. But anyway, welcome to KevinandFred.com. If you didn't already mention it, he's Kevin, I'm Fred. Just like to clear that up all the time.
No, I got it right.
Or in your case, he's Fred, I'm Kevin.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So, one of the things that has become very clear to us this year in our business is the conversation around activities and results. And what I mean by that is that it's very easy for us to just say, well, I want to make $100,000 this year as an example. But how many of us actually then do the math to figure out what activities we need to do to hit that goal? Goal setting is hugely important. Big believer in it. I think it's a great idea. But how often do we set a goal but then have no clue what we need to do to get after that goal?
Well, hopefully, not hopefully, hopefully, here's the deal. If you set a goal, you have to then, you've got to break that down. Otherwise, how are you going to hit it? Otherwise, it's just some number you picked. It's just something you picked out of thin air. Whereas, I remember Ben Kenny actually talked about this very specifically last week here at Bold Tech when he was in town, and he was talking about the number of listing appointments you have to go on, the number of buyer appointments you have to go on, and he used a very specific dollar amount here with using our average sales price here in Phoenix and the average commission, and so you just
sell like 400 homes to make $100,000.
Yeah, at least 400 homes.
Okay, that's a little exaggeration.
Maybe. Not much of an exaggeration. So, at the end of the day, it all boils down to your activities. And I know for sure that that's become more and more important to you and I.
Yeah.
As our business has kind of evolved and you and I have kind of taken on other things, that's how you and I stay in touch.
Well, let's talk about that. So there's, you and I aren't really involved in a lot of the actual client interaction part of our business anymore. Meaning that we don't go out and meet with buyers and have buyer consults and drive buyers around and write contracts.
Right.
We haven't for quite some time consulted with the majority of sellers or taken their listing paperwork or gone out to their houses or anything like that. And so we've really worked to run an actual business. And to run an actual business, it looks like succeeding for other people, which is one of the things we talk a lot about on the show. We've had Seth on recently. We've had some of our other friends on. Ben last week mentioned a lot about Recruit Select as well. But one of the key ingredients to all this is even if you have talented people, you've got to know the activities to produce your desired results. And what I mean by that is how many leads do you need? You start at the very bottom, right? Leads, listings, leverage. Gary wrote about it in the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. And it starts at the very basic of leads. How many leads do I need? What's my conversion percentage going to look like? Of those that I convert, how many am I then going to actually get a contract on? Of the contracts that I get on them, listing or buy side, how many am I then going to actually close? Of those that are closed, how much money am I going to make? Of the money that I'm going to make, how many times do I need to do that over a given month and over 12 months, over a year to actually hit my desired result? And it sounds simple, but how often, you and I are guilty of it. We've set goals in the past and gone, oh, I really want to make X, or I want to close X number of houses, not ever sitting down and looking at
What we did is we took the time to figure out how many transactions it was going to take.
Correct.
But we didn't where we missed is we didn't break it down further.
How many leads do we need to get that many transactions?
How many consultations do we need to be able to have enough listings to be able to have that many closings? How many leads do we need to be able to have that number of consultations? So on and so forth. And so where we failed is we didn't break it down further. We didn't go down to the actual activity level. And so that's something that we've dialed in on here really, especially over the last few months, we've had to dial in very tightly on what are those daily activities that occur in our business to hit our weekly, monthly, yearly goals.
And we live in a world and we operate in a business, for most of us, real estate, where the activities that we do today typically don't affect our paycheck for several months down the road.
Good or bad.
Good or bad. And so it becomes easy to wake up and not be motivated to do something or not put as much time, energy, and effort as we should into a certain area when the one area that we've heard over and over and over, if we do it over and over and over again consistently, lead generation, it solves all problems. And so next episode after this, we're actually going to dive in a little bit more and talk around, well, what does that mean? Like, now that I know my activities, what does that lead generation look like? And how do I incorporate that into my schedule, and how do I make that a priority when all these other things are coming at me and getting in my way and trying to interrupt me and distract me? Because, oh my gosh, there's a lot of distractions in our world. So how do we work from this conversation of, did you need to get that?
No.
Okay. How do we work from this conversation of activities and that we need to get the results we want, and then how do we actually go out and accomplish those activities?
Yeah, I mean, that's it. That knowing those things are what helps you to get not only to where you want to go now, but sets you up to where you may want to go in the future.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Hey, later this month, Kevin and I are going to be out traveling. We're doing Short Sales Gone Wild on the East Coast. You're going to want to check out our events page. And we've actually redone the events page. We kind of tried to go with an events page and then a Kevin and Fred's calendar. And so we've been playing around with it a little bit. I think we got it to where we like it now. The events page is not just events that Kevin and I are actually hosting or teaching or speaking at, but rather it's events, real estate and some non-real estate that we're attending as well all around the country. So encourage you to stay tuned to the events page to know what's going on in our lives, what educational events we're attending, where we're going to be speaking, etc. And appreciate you watching, and come on back here for the next episode to hear us talk more about lead generation. Oh, you got it? Hold on. Wait, hold on. Do it one more time. I think it'll work. Think real hard about it. Ready?
Okay, hold on.
Think hard.